Well, here's the big CNBC TV 18 exclusive. Vedanta and Foxconn will invest over 1.54 lakh crore rupees to set up a semiconductor manufacturing facility in Gujarat. Anil Agarwal, chairman of Vedanta, joins us now to take us through the company's decision and explain more about the joint venture and the road ahead. Mr. Agarwal, thanks very much for joining us here on CNBC TV 18. Let me start by asking you about your decision to pick Gujarat. What is it that the Gujarat government put on the table that made this so attractive for you?
One is that this was a very, very important project for India. There are only 3 countries who has doing Korea, China, Taiwan, and this will be the India. Every country is looking, and because of the Mr. Narendra Modi, our Prime Minister initiative, he really focused on semiconductor and the display glass. So this will be changing our India. Today import is $35 billion, going to be $300 billion in 7 to 8 years time. It was not in our hand to select the site. It was a very independent agency, Foxconn. We had 2 other consultants and the experts. They've been working last 30 days, more than 30 days, maybe 1.5 months, to go around all the places because they had a specific requirement, whether it's a land, whether it's a more of a technical, whether land, port, skilled people, the university has to be around, all this factor, and of course all the other power factor. So they have recommended. All other state is very, very capable, and we finally nailed down to, and recommendation came for Gujarat, and we have gone there. But I must tell you, it's not only Gujarat. Maharashtra, we are going to create a huge hub for developing the iPhone, EV, all other factor, the TV manufacturing, laptop, cell phone. So these things will be developed a huge cluster, which will be probably bigger than what we have in Gujarat. Is just making a fundamental raw material, a glass and the semiconductor, but that has to be used into the various product which will be developed. First preference would be Maharashtra and the other state also.
Okay, several things that you've said there, Mr. Agarwal. So let me quickly jump on to the last point that you made. You said that you are looking at manufacturing of cell phones, laptops, and of course electric vehicles as well. You believe that the first preference for that hub to come up will be in the state of Maharashtra. How soon are you anticipating to get started on that? Will that also be part of this joint venture with Foxconn, or will that be addressed separately?
This will be addressed separately because this is a 2 separate things. One is we are, and this is not only we are going to do it, there are hundreds of other companies, because what is happening? What is the vision? Vision is today every child who is 15 years old or more, if he has a laptop, he goes to different level.
Yeah.
Today, laptop is available at 1 lakh rupees. Once you have a chip and the glass available, I assume that the laptop can be available at 30,000-40,000 rupees or less. It all depends, because India is a very innovative, very entrepreneurial country. That's what happened in US. A lot of people will come out with a new design, but the basic heart of the thing is glass and the semiconductor, which will be produced locally. Now you don't have to go for the branded product. You can develop whatever way you want. We don't have to make a fancy product. We can make a simple product, and that is up to all the entrepreneur who want to do it.
No, so I
And
just want to
the
understand, Mr. Agarwal, I get what you're saying, that we need to ensure that there is affordable mobile phones, laptops in the market. But is that a space that you're looking at getting into? Are you going to be manufacturing as part of a joint venture, laptops, mobile phones, etc.? Is that the next step that you're looking at?
Not at all. Not at all. But we are going to create a cluster. When Maharashtra is a very important, Karnataka is very important. Maybe we can look at other states also to encourage from the 5 crore to 50 crore to 500 crore. Some of the higher product like EV vehicle, we might think to do with ourselves, but we at the moment let's focus purely on developing the semiconductor and the display glass.
Okay, so you're saying that you're not looking at getting into manufacturing laptops or mobile phones. You could look at the possibility of entering the electric vehicle market. I'll come back to that in just a second. But let's talk about this joint venture that you have with Foxconn. It's a 60-40 joint venture is what we're given to understand. Can you take us through the terms of agreement between Foxconn and yourself?
I can't take the detail. You have to talk to my people. I can just take at my level in general that that's not going to help you anywhere. What we are talking, we are going ahead. We are very confident. Please give us a good wishes. These are the very difficult project which we have always done. The thing this will take India at a very different level. As central government, state government, the energy level which is flowing at this point of time is very, very high. And let's go with that spirit.
Right. So when do you hope to, you say that the finer details will be given out by your team, but when do you hope to get things moving on the ground? When will we move closer to starting the work on the ground now that, the decision has been made in terms of Gujarat being the location? What about any further approvals that are required both from the central government to ensure that you can get started? What are the timelines that we're looking at?
All the approvals are in place and they all are doing the final thing. But parallelly, we are looking 2 years' time that we should have the product to be out in the market.
Okay, so in 2 years...
So that is what we are looking at.
Right.
And everybody is working towards that. We have location, we have nailed down Gujarat. And we are working. We believe that the groundbreaking ceremony will happen as soon as possible. So we can do that. Entire team is working. Everybody is working to have a groundbreaking ceremony. And we are going to start both projects. One is your making the semiconductor glass project, which we already producing in Taiwan, in Korea. We are going to have 100% owned by Vedanta. And that is also parallelly we are going to start.
Okay, so the glass project will be 100% Vedanta, and of course the semiconductor facility will be the joint venture with Foxconn. Mr. Agarwal, how will this be funded? 54 lakh crore rupees is what you have put forward as the number. How is this going to be funded?
Yeah, it will be, we have, as you know, Vedanta this year will have a $7.5–8 billion profit. We have a lot of good cash flow with us. For this project, there is not a single financial institution who does not want to fund us. We have to choose whom we take it. 40% or 38% what Foxconn has taken equity, they will bring in their money. With the reputation of ours and Foxconn, money will never be a constraint. Detail we can always work out with you. But for this kind of project, money will never be a constraint.
Yeah, I would imagine that money will not be a constraint. You've given us the number that Foxconn will hold 38% in the joint venture. What I'm trying to understand is, will any funding for this joint venture come from the listed entity, from Vedanta?
Yes, it will be part of Vedanta Limited. And this is the part of Vedanta Indian company, which will be one of the subsidiary, will be executing this project.
So could you give us some estimate of the kind of funding that will come from the listed entity, sir, for this project to be taken forward?
Yes, and the debt will come, equity will come from this, and debt we will take from the market.
And what kind of debt are we talking about? How much equity, how much debt? What will the split be?
I can give you the detail. But I can tell you at this point of time, let's leave it here, that our people can give you all the detail. Everything is in the press release. I'll send you the press release. The detail is there. But let's celebrate and enjoy. And the India is a very sweet spot at this point of time. I never seen in my 35 years career this kind of positiveness which I can see today. In 2 days' time, there is not a single institution, single equity provider, all the debt providers, they all are looking forward something like this. How this government has cracked down, this will create number of employment. Direct employment will be 100,000 people, as we have said, and it will create cluster in a various states, because the demand, like a TV, I believe the TV cost will be half of the cost. A basic TV which everybody in India can have the TV, that is the aim. And so this is the fundamental raw material which we have cracked, and if this can happen, India is a place of entrepreneur. I'm startup. I'm going to the universities. Our people are going to the universities, encouraging our startup, encouraging our young people to start this kind of venture where the raw material will be provided. Huge market. There is all the country which produce this, they export. India is a place where you produce and you can consume also. So I am very excited that let this happen. Lot of things will be unfold as we go forward.
Yes, I can see the excitement. You've been tweeting, talking about how this is going to move India a step closer to becoming Silicon Valley and move India from being a chip taker to being a chip maker. So I can see that the excitement is visible, Mr. Agarwal. But let me understand from you, in terms of next steps now, you said that you anticipate the groundbreaking ceremony will take place shortly. If you can just lay out for us the next steps towards operationalization of this joint venture.
Yeah, the entire responsibility to bring in the product will be of semiconductor will be Foxconn. We are supporting and helping to provide the land, building, our equity, debt, government approvals, bringing all the local support will be from our side. Entire responsibility to make. Chairman Wong is very, very keen to start this project as soon as possible. And that will be their responsibility. And he is very confident that we'll be able to produce first product within 2 years' time. The same glass we are already producing in Korea and in Taiwan. We are going to, by and large, with the better technology, bringing in here and duplicating to start producing display glass. Display glass will be very big breakthrough. It's called fab, and we are going to put everything into one location.
We understand that the government is now appointing bankers as far as the HZL residual stake sale is concerned. We've spoken about this previously as well. What are your thoughts on this process from here on? The last time we spoke, you said that anyway you can only buy up to 5%. Does that stand?
Yeah, we can only buy up to 5%. We look at what pricing is coming. And government was very keen because the cash on the table. And I believe that is happening. They might do it in one tranche, they might do it in two tranches. So whatever they come out, ball is in their court. We are there and watching, and we fully support them, whatever decision they take.
Mr. Agarwal, on the disinvestment front, BPCL, of course, is off the table. You had expressed your interest in pursuing BPCL. We don't know when that will be brought back on the disinvestment calendar. But any other contenders that you are looking at, Container Corporation, for instance, would that make any sense for a company like yours, for a group like yours?
I really not put in a thought, because I always like fundamentally is government has decided that government has no business to be in a business every day to monitor the business, to fund the losses, or to look after the management. They have a lot more to do. That's what I believe the government want. And the whole world is looking. If government come off with their government companies, I have a feeling that equity value can go up to 4 to 5 times what a government company has equity value today. And the government realized this, that how much value can be realized, and that can be used to develop India. And as and when they decide, I always said the buy to privatize also. 20% company can be privatized, 80% company can be corporatized. And I've been talking to them, and they're very excited. And they want to make sure that they take the right step, and the whole world run on the basis of democratic world, run on the basis of corporatization. So company, today if you see L&T, today you see ITC, today you see HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, there is no particular owner and they run so well. So why can't all the government come out of the business, create phenomenal value, and this production can go to 3 or 4 times, and the employment can be generated 3 or 4 times, including the defense sector. You have 52 factories of defense, which is running probably 10-20% capacity, and it has a huge capacity. Why can't we corporatize it? And today the whole world, if you see, all the companies run by the Indian. So don't underestimate Indians.
You were saying that a lot of confidence in the India story at this point in time. And that's what I want to ask you, Mr. Agarwal. Give me a sense of what the commodity landscape at this point in time looks like in terms of global prices. What do you believe the trajectory is likely to be given both the supply and demand situation?
You're talking about the commodity price?
That's right.
Yeah. See, the commodity is still going to be in a short supply because there is no new mines are opening, especially India, where our 40% of our revenues goes into buying a commodity. And India has a huge potential to produce these commodities. And our public sector companies who are producing commodities, they can definitely turn around and increase the volume or the capacity 3 to 4 times if this company can also be corporatized and the professional management can come in. But as far as the price is concerned, I have seen some price has been tapered down, but it's the short term. Price is going to remain, as I already said, about $8,500 of the copper. Aluminum is going to be around $2,500 to $3,000. Zinc is going to be $3,500. So gold is again around 1,700 to 2,000. So these are the prices. Oil will be hovering around between, I always said, around $100, $85 to $100. So these are the price, which is very important for India to produce this commodity themselves. And that's what government is focusing on.
Well, yes, as far as crude is concerned, we finally see crude prices at this point in time trending below $100 consistently for the last few days, and the hope is that that will continue. Mr. Agarwal, I just wanted to get one quick reiteration.
I must tell you,
yes,
Vedanta is the only producer of oil in the country, and we supply to the government below $30, all in. and there are potential that 10 times more oil can be produced, and all the worldwide, there is not a single oil company today is not looking to come to India. They are waiting for the new policy to come. Today, the government has 70% levies on oil. Worldwide is at about 40%, and government is considering to reduce the levies. The moment levy is reduced, you will see the kind of people will come. Most of the company will come, including the local entrepreneur will come forward and start producing oil in this country.
Yes, you've been bullish about that scenario for a long time, Mr. Agarwal. But let me just get a quick reiteration from you going back to this joint venture. You said that it will be funded by debt and equity. Foxconn will hold 38%, and the funding will come from the listed entity. Is that correct? That's what I heard you say?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so the funding will come from the listed entity is what you're saying?
Yes.
Right. In terms of capabilities now to be able to take this project off the ground and get started, Foxconn, of course, brings in the technical know-how. But what other changes are we likely?
And the equity. And the equity.
Yes, and the equity. Yes, 38% is what they bring in as well, the technical know-how and the equity.
Yes.
But what else are we likely to see you change within the organization, to beef up capabilities and be ready to deliver on this opportunity and this big bet that you're making?
No, this is my business. We are the only producer of optical fiber. This is a glass. We're talking about glass. Last 20 years, I'm in a glass business. We're the largest producer of optical fiber. We are the fourth largest producer of glass in Taiwan and Korea. So we understand this very well. And we are the entrepreneur. As we move forward, we can't have 100% surety of everything and move. We know there is a demand-supply gap. This is India. We believe in India. We are moving forward. And as we move forward, people follow us.
Well, you're clearly first off the block here when it comes to the semiconductor story. Foxconn and Vedanta, the joint venture, getting the go-ahead, getting the approvals. As you said, that most of the approvals are in place. You hope to operationalize the plant. In 2 years, you hope to have your first product out in the market in 2 years. And of course, the site identified is the state of Gujarat, the investment of 1.54 lakh crores. Mr. Agarwal, it's always a pleasure. Appreciate you joining us here on CNBC TV 18 to take us through your plans with the semiconductor making aspirations that you have, and of course, where things are headed from here and what the next steps will be. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.